Hello everyone. Today we're going to make cakes, and you just need a sheet of paper. You can use crayons, your markers, gel pens, pencils, anything that you want for decorating your cake. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a shape and turn it into a form to give some roundness and dimension to our layered cake. And how we do that is from these directions I'll have up in the files or on your announcements page is right here, it's a cylinder. And I'm going to show you how to start with the cylinder, and that you will make the next time after making that first cylinder, you will be making lines and a C shape. And I will demonstrate how this cake is made. So I'm going to take a sheet of paper, and you take it from the top. You take it from the top of the paper. I'm going to use crayon. Let's see, I use green crayon. And the first thing that you do is you start with an oval on top, a small oval. And the next thing is you'll draw two lines on each side of that oval. And they can be the same length, or you can make them a different length, so they can look lopsided. I'm just going to make them straight for now. And then underneath the oval, you'll draw a long, wide U shape, a curved line to connect the two lines on the bottom. And now you'll start making the layers of your cake, and you can do 3, 4, 2. Like to put like a whole bunch of layers on your paper. The next part is somewhere in the middle of the sides of your lines. You're going to draw a forward C and a backward C. And then I'm going to connect it with a curved line or a long U. The other way is just to draw a big curved line and hook it around your first cylinder. And I'm going to do this demonstration again. I'm going to draw two lines, vertical, going up and down, from the middle of my forward C and backward C. Then I'm going to draw a long stretched out U, a long stretched curved line. And then I'm going to choose a point somewhere in the middle of our two lines and draw a long curved line. But even though I started off as a C, I'm just going to curve all the way around to the other side and connect. And then I have another layer I can do. I'm going to draw maybe a shorter vertical lines. And I'm going to draw, again, the curved line. So you see a pattern. Once you start with your cylinder, then you can make the pattern of how you want to make your cake. And then again, I'm going to draw a forward C, and then choose a place and do a backward C, and then connect the two lines for a curve. And then I can do, again, another layer of a cake, and I'm going to draw two lines going downward, and then connect the two with a long curved line. And now I have 4 layers of my cake, and I can continue off the page, or I'm going to make a plate for my cake to set on, and I'm just going to draw a C again, and then a backward C, and then a curved line to connect. So that'll be my plate. I mean, of course you can, you know, make the cake go off the page. I'm just gonna put like a pattern around my plate to show I'm gonna decorate it. And then I can go on and make more patterns for my cake. And I had an example of how you can make your cake. And this cake was done on a legal sheet of paper. It's longer than your 8.5 by 11. This one is 11 by 14, or 8 by 14 actually. Yeah, it's like, or it's 11 by 14. And it's just got a couple more inches long. But you can see I also made the cakes asymmetrical so that they're not all like perfectly aligned on the cake. And also each cake has its own design and pattern, and it also has a nice little pattern in the background. This is more the size of our first cake. And also I've used washable watercolor to bleed through here. I've used the regular markers, and also if you want to make a candle, this is what you do. I'll make one, 2 or 3. So you start with 2 vertical lines, and then underneath you have a U, and then underneath that, on the top you have a U. And I'm going to connect it with the upside down U for a really tall, thin cylinder. And I'm going to get rid of this, even though I made it in crayon. I'm going to make it look like it's a twisted candle. So now you can see it's I removed my green line from the background. So I'll do another again, 2 vertical lines, and then a U or sideways C, another U, a upside down U, and I'm going to make the candle look like it's twisted and part of the cake. And then you can make, you know, an oval for the little flames for your cake. And again, hope you have fun making your cake. You can make it drip with icing, and you know, and have polka dots on it, or this can be white polka dots with like a peach icing, and or purple. And you know, take your time when you make your designed cake and get into your inner cake boss. I'm going to put, instead of orange, I'm going to put purple. So when you make your cake, do also not just the cake itself, but the background of your cake too. There's a lot that you can do with your cake, which I'll show. You can use markers. So make little spirals on the top of my cake. I'm just going to make a line pattern after the drizzle of the icing. But it doesn't stop there. And then use my side of my marker to make a square shape, and I am going to make like a Greek key type of thing. But I won't stop with just making markers and lines. I'll color this stuff in too. So I'll go up here with maybe yellow, and I'll color into the marker. Or you can also use watercolor for your cake too. And oops. So when you're, it should take you for most of the session, and even during the week, you can come back and do some more patterns and colors for your cake. And, take your time. Think, you can think about where your patterns are going to be. Then you can take the side of your marker and use a watercolor to spread out the color for your as a different type of watercolor, or use the side and you can mix it with crayon to give more of a different gradient or shade for your design. And use the colors in your crayons and markers. Does not make sense about what color you use. You don't have to explain. It's just it's your choice, and just have fun with these different markers and crayons, and see what color scheme you'll get. When I'm using the markers, I'm just using the tip. I'm not pressing down very hard on my paper when I'm coloring in these markers. It'll last a really long time if you put less pressure on the markers, and you just draw lightly. This concludes the series of cakes and layers. I hope you have a safe, healthy, and keep dry for this day, and see you soon.